You have all these technical skills. You know how to develop AI workflows and agents. Maybe you are even a dev and can code. But when it comes to make money and take action with these skills, you get lost. Today, let's look at the first step to go from AI builder to a profit-generating entrepreneur. My name is Luigi. Yes, just like Super Mario's Luigi, and you can probably pick up on my Italian accent. I've been a digital marketer since 2019, when together with a partner, we started an online coaching business that grew from zero into a profitable small business. And now I'm joining the AI revolution. If you're here, you probably realize that you can have the most advanced technical skills in the world, but if you don't know how to create and sell an appealing offer, it's hard to seriously monetize your abilities. In this video, we'll explore the first fundamental step needed to build a real business around your coding skills. Firstly, and I want to start with the first point that it's really important, technical skills alone won't make you money, at least not by themselves. And let me tell you a story. Back in 2018, I had just stopped working as a developer. I'd recently become a freelancer and wanted to approach local businesses to make their websites. Because I was still very much in a coding mode, I insisted on creating custom code sites from scratch. But as soon as I started pitching these to local businesses, I realized they couldn't care less whether a site was built in WordPress, PHP, or JavaScript. In fact, they only cared about the final result, a nice looking website that brings in customers. Actually, coding it all by hand was a downside, because it didn't allow them to make updates by themselves or easily hire someone else to do it. So it was a downside coding it. So remember, if you are selling a website to a dentist, they don't care about the technology. What matters is that it brings in clients. Nothing else, okay? Of course, there are exceptions. For example, if you're selling to businesses that do care about these details, like a bank needing a specific type of software, or when you're selling to enterprise, then of course the technical part could be relevant. That always depends on your target customers. But usually if you're selling to small businesses, also mid-sized businesses could be, they don't really care about the technical parts. Maybe they could care about stability, which could be connected to the technical part, but this is another problem. So pure technical skills alone isn't enough to generate money. People don't buy software just because it's cool or technically innovative. They want a concrete benefit. You are selling a solution, not just your code. But now let's dive in the most important question of the video. What are you really selling? On the most basic level, we are all selling some kind of benefit. There are a few main areas people are willing to pay for. First, time, money, ease and convenience, health and well-being, and of course, as you know, because I know you, sex and relationships. And I would be sure that if you can invent and create some AI doohickey bullshit that would let people to have more sex, you would end up rich. I can guarantee you that. But jokes apart, in software development and AI, the focus often falls on time, money, and convenience. For example, money. If your tool or algorithm helps the client generate more revenue or drastically cut costs, you are selling a monetary advantage. Time is similar. If your solution saves a company hours of work, you are essentially selling them extra time. And as the saying goes, time is money. For example, if you sell a system that filters incoming leads and prioritizes them for the sales team, making them, let's say, 20% more efficient, you are selling both time and money at discount. Let's say they pay you $5,000 plus a $1,500 annual fee to use your service software. In return, each of their salespeople who used to bring like $30,000 a month now brings in this ideal scenario, 20% more. In this example, so $36,000, If the company has, let's say, 3 salespeople, that's an extra $6,000 times 3 every month. So for a $6,500 total fee in the first year, the company makes $260,000 more over the same year. That's selling time and money at discount, The last point is ease and convenience. Many successful software products simplify long or complex processes. If you make your client's life easier, you're selling convenience. And trust me, every company has its own share of tedious and boring automatable tasks. If your product also touches on well-being or relationships, even better. The key is knowing exactly what need you are fulfilling and what problem you are solving, okay? You have to identify your target needs, and that's crucial. And before thinking about marketing tactics or sales, you need to deeply understand who you want to reach and what they want. Often in the tech world, people think in generic demographic. I want to sell to anyone with a website, or I want to reach anyone who has an e-commerce store. And that's okay, but you have to go deeper to understand their real problems and, to really understand what solution to gather them. But how can you spot these needs? First of all, you can observe your competition. If there are already similar successful solutions, okay, keyword successful, you can choose a startup, but be aware if they are really selling, okay? You can study how are they promoting through their website. You can go to their marketing materials, study their video sales letters, study their copywriting, study their customer reviews, study their books if they have books. You can really find out a lot of really good data. You can find out gaps. You can find out what customers likes or dislikes. So competitors are an easy route to study what type of solutions are working in the market right now, okay? I'm not saying you have to copy, okay? Be aware not to copy competitions, because sometimes this leads you to do something that in your specific case, it's not okay. But you can, of course, take inspiration and, have new ideas by looking to your competitors. The second thing easy you can do, it's just go to social media, go to forums, go to Reddit, go to LinkedIn, and start reading about feedbacks, about stuff that people are searching for, people are complaining for, people are happy about. So you can learn a lot by reading stuff that people just write online, okay? For example, if you want to sell some AI software in the email marketing space, you can find a lot of data about stuff that is or isn't working, that people is mad about or happy about, softwares in the same niche, okay? So study online everything you can find. The third thing that you can do, if you have already a small audience or a network, ask them directly, okay? What would they like to improve and what do they struggle with in their daily-to-daily operations? Try to find out what are the problems in a niche. Of course, as a bonus point, if you are already working in a specific role in a specific market, you will have a natural understanding of the specific role and or the nuances that it has, okay? So an easy way to start it, just looking at what you're doing in your company or your day-to-day job and understanding what are the problems that are around you, okay? The last point, and please use this as the last point, because I know you will do this like the first thing that you will do, okay? You can use ChatGPT and similar tools, okay? Don't start there. Don't switch off your brain and rely solely on GPT, okay? Do your own digging first, and then let GPT offer extra tips that usually aren't really good. But I really encourage you to use firstly your brain, because sometimes you can first of all invest more in the research, so you are more invested in the thing. You are not just like spraying around the stuff on GPT that you will never use actually. If you're serious about the project, dig in firstly you, and then let the AI helps you, okay? And remember that the more specifically you can pinpoint the need, the better your offer will hit your potential customer sweet spot. The right offer to the wrong people doesn't work, okay? And the wrong offer to the right people doesn't work either. So you have to really understand to have a product to market match, okay? Then the next step is to learn maybe marketing and stuff like that. But I think that for this video it's enough. And you little builder, if you liked this video, just subscribe to the channel, because I will pump out videos about marketing AI sales. And I hope you liked it, and just see you in the next video.